.3 of an inch there, 10 shots at 50. Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, today I'm checking out the KIDD Innovation Classic 1022 22LR rifle. Now this rifle here, guys, let me go ahead and just clear it to start with. This is a custom build from KIDD Innovation in Texas, USA. Okay, it's not a Ruger 1022 receiver with just additional custom parts on it. It's a complete rifle from them. Now, let me just run through a couple of things with differences with this over a normal 1022. Now, first of all, we'll start with the receiver, guys. The KIDD receiver actually has a hole in the back of it, so that when you do take the trigger and the bolt out, you can actually push your cleaning rod all the way through and clean. So if any of you have got any experience in disassembling a 1022 or a charger, you know exactly what I mean and how that makes life just a little bit more easy. The receiver as well has different rails that come with it, and you order that from KIDD. You've got a 0 MOA rail, which I've got here, or you've got 10 MOA or 20 MOA. Now, I didn't want any of the higher ones. I'm not shooting long range with this. You know, if you can actually shoot long range reliably with a 22. I'm just sticking to the 0 MOA because, you know, 50 to 100 yards is really my limit. Now keep in mind, guys, my purpose for having this is, you know, controlling feral pests on the farm. So, you know, if you're going to have one of these here in Australia, you are limited. You can't just have one for sports or recreational shooting. It's either got to be for, you know, primary production or feral pest control. You know, collectors can have them. Also firearm instructors, dealers, armourers, that sort of thing. Okay, so it is a little bit of a limited market, but there are a lot of guys out there with CATC licenses that would be quite interested in this, I'm sure. So look, back to the receiver there. That's why I went for the 0 MOA rail, because as I say, I'm just shooting between 50 and 100 yards on the farm. Now, looking at the bolt, there are a couple of significant differences with the bolt over a normal Ruger bolt. Now, when you put your charging handle, when you're, you know, reassembling your rifle, when you put the charging handle down on a normal bolt with the Ruger, it's just cut at 90 degrees. Well, KIDD have actually cut theirs at, I don't know the exact degrees, but at an angle, so that your charging handle slips in a lot easier when you're reassembling the rifle. And like I say, anyone who's got any experience in taking one of these down will know just how much that can be a pain at times. Also too, the firing pin on the bolt. Normally with the Ruger bolt, guys, the firing pin is loose at the front, so when it hits it can jump up. KIDD have actually got a cross pin securing that, so you've got a positive strike every time you pull the trigger. So really nice. Now the only difference that I did here, guys, was the actual bolt handle itself. I took the actual KIDD one off. It was a nice rubber one, circular, but I really like this Power Custom one. Okay, it's just oversized and I just like it. So that's the only change I made, was the actual handle. The rest of the rifle is, you know, how you see it is how it's come from KIDD. Now, going on to the trigger here, guys, I've got a single stage trigger. This one here is adjustable from 1.5 to 5 pounds, and I've got it set at 2 pounds. Just have a listen to this though, and you can see there is hardly any movement when I pull this trigger. Look at that. It is just absolutely beautiful, and if you get a chance to use one of these, you'll know what I'm talking about. I've got the extended mag release here as well. There's 3 different sizes. You can get the flat, the extended, and I forget what they call the next one up, but it's basically the extension that comes right around the trigger guard. Now I didn't want that because obviously out in the field, using this on the farm, I just don't want it to be caught up on anything. Now the whole trigger assembly is all metal, okay? It's not polymer like the Ruger ones now, so it is a really high class trigger. What's built into it as well is the auto bolt release, okay? So what that means is normally when you pull the bolt back, to lock it back, you've got to hit the button just under here in front of the trigger guard. Now that holds the bolt back. To release that, you've got to press the button and manipulate the bolt to release it on a normal Ruger charger or a 1022. It can be pretty fiddly, I must admit. So the auto bolt release, what that does, and this comes standard with the rifle, pull back, you hear the click, and then just release it. Just absolutely fantastic, and it makes life so much easier in the field. Now the magazine on this, guys, is just the standard Ruger 10 round magazine. There's absolutely no difference. So obviously any other Ruger 1022 magazines will fit, like for example the Ruger BX25. Okay, now this one here I've got limited to 10 rounds. The reason I've got that limited to 10 rounds is because this rifle here is registered as Category C. So even though I do have a Category D license, I can't use magazines over 10 rounds with this rifle, okay? So that's why it's limited. Now let's have a quick look here at the barrel, guys. Now this is the 18-inch lightweight fluted threaded barrel from KIDD. Now it's got basically it's not ultra lightweight. They actually do an ultra lightweight barrel. I just wanted the lightweight one. I just wanted to didn't want a heavy one, didn't want an ultra light one. I still wanted something with a bit of beefy feel about it. So that's why I got this one. And as you can see, the fluting on this is just superb. The finish on the actual barrel, really, really nice. Even the front here where the end cap is, you've got a 1/2 inch by 28 TPI thread. So all your standard American muzzle accessories for 22s, it'll accept. If you've got suppressors legal in your area, then obviously it'll fit a lot of the American suppressors as well. Now the stock on this, guys, is really nice. It's a Macmillan Sporter 1022 stock. It's made from fiberglass, very, very ultra lightweight. You've got a sling attachment at the front here, and then also at the rear. We've all got a rubber kick pad, even though you don't really need it for 22, obviously. But it's pretty rough, so it just fits nicely and holds into your shoulder. The cheek piece here is ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter whether you're left or right-handed, it's going to fit you. And just the checkering on the stock is just a really nice finish. And to be quite honest, I chose this over the standard Magpul 1022 stock that KIDD had, just to finish the rifle off nicely. On top, guys, I've just got loopholed 1-inch rings. And I've got the time-tested Trijicon 3 to 9 by 40 AccuPoint scope. If you want to have a look at one of these a bit closer, just click the review here. I've done an individual review of the scope and I rate them quite highly. Now the overall weight of this, guys, is really good. Normally they're 6 pounds, that's with the Magpul stock. However, putting the Macmillan stock on it, I come in just a tad over 5 pounds or 2.3 kilo. Okay, so that is just sensational. Great firearm for out in the field. Okay, doing pest control on that, it's not going to weigh you down. So guys, that's pretty much all I can tell you about the rifle. Yep, I know it's a fair bit of information, but look, these rifles really are just such a great finish on them. You've really got to have a look at one, to understand what I'm talking about. Now they guarantee that all their rifles from KIDD will shoot 1/2 inch at 50 yards or better with quality ammunition. So that's what we're going to put to the test. So let's get this out because I need to sight it in and ready for use on the farm. And at the same time, we're going to test that theory from KIDD. Okay guys, so I'll run you through the ammo that we're going to shoot today. Now we've got the SK High Velocity. Now this is a 40 grain hollow point. I've actually got 40 grain solid packet here, but it is the hollow point ammunition that I'm using. Then we've got the Winchester 42 grain power point, so a very powerful round for a 22, that one. It's got a little bit extra charge in it. Then we've got the Winchester 42 grain subsonic. So quite an accurate round I found. So it'd be interesting to see how this goes. Then we step up to CCI Velociter, which is a hypervelocity 22 round. And then we've just got the CCI mini mags here. These are the 36 grain version of the mini mags. So they're a hollow point. So we'll just see how they go. So all I'm going to do, guys, is I've got a target there. I've pretty much got it sighted in, I think. And we've got 10 round groups that we'll be shooting, and we'll just see how it goes. Alright guys, so let's take a look here at 50. I'm pretty happy with the results. So first of all, we start off with the SK High Velocity. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful little cluster there. We have .3 of an inch there, 10 shots at 50. That is just absolutely brilliant. Then when we came down to the Winchester 42 grain power points, we were doing really well there, and then we had just the last couple of shots just went way off, so I don't know what was going on there because we didn't have like the wind pickup or anything. But anyhow, we'll measure that. And it's gone out to just over an inch at 1.2 inches. Then when we go to the 42 grain Winchester Subsonics, complete different story there. We've just got a nice little cluster. Not quite as tight as the SK, but still pretty good. we're at 1/2 inch there, so that's pretty impressive. Then when we went up to the CCI Velociter, yeah, not too good there. We were all over the place. We couldn't seem to get a consistent pattern. So we've spread out to 1.5 inches there. Then when we come down to the CCI Mini Mag, I thought we were going to do all right there, but that sort of spread a bit too. Yep, just under an inch, 0.9 of an inch. So look, overall guys, I was willing to bet my money on the SK ammo because I absolutely love it. I've used it for a long time now. And there's the results right there. I mean, 0.3 of an inch. That's just fantastic out of a semi-auto 22. Let's get the target back at 100 now, and we'll just see how the SK group's there and see what adjustments I've got to do. Alright guys, so let's have a look here at 100. Now we had one of the rounds there, to me it sounded like it was just a bit soft, like it was undercharged. And funnily enough, we've got one of the rounds there that's dropped. So anyhow, let's have a look at it all. We've got 9 shots in a nice cluster there, and we've got 1 flyer. So I think we'll be probably about 1.5 inches, I'd say, including the flyer. Oh, a little bit more. So 1.7 inches. Now, if we look at the main cluster there of the 9 shots, yep, we come down to 1 inch. So let's face it, a semi-auto 22 using high velocity ammunition, shooting at 1 inch at 100, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, a lot of you guys know that I like that Trijicon optic, the AccuPoint 3 to 9x40. The reason I really like it, especially with the mil dot reticle, is the first mil dot down from the crosshair on the vertical bar is right here where this is shooting. So it's perfect. I can have it sighted in for 50 like I've done now, and then just bring it up to shoot on that mil dot at 100 and I'll be right on. So that's why I like it so much. So anyhow guys, that's pretty much concludes the sighting in there. I'm very, very happy with that. The loading of the standard 10 round rotary mag is really easy, straightforward. I've never had a problem with these magazines, they just seem to be ultra reliable. So I'll just show you the loading of the BX25 guys. Now it's only a single stack, it's not a rotary mag like the standard 10 round mag is. But they just slip in really easily, and they're just a very solid and ultra reliable magazine. Okay guys, so I've got the BX25, which is a limited 10 round version, and we'll just show you how reliable this action is. Now, we'll do a rapid fire test with it. Seriously, I doubt there'll be any issues because the quality of this action is just second to none. We're clear. So as you can see, look, it just cycles anything. It's just so reliable. Alright guys, I'm going to finish up with my final thoughts on the KIDD Classic 1022. I mean, I can't even pick a negative with this rifle. I love it that much. Apart from maybe the price, but the price was absolutely worth it. With the Australian dollar currently a little bit weaker against the US, you're paying a bit more. So depending on what configuration, you're looking at paying around about that $2,000 mark here in Australia. Now you can get it here in Australia from Matt from Single Hit Armaments. I'll put his contact details underneath this review on YouTube so you can check it out in your own time. However, if you want to do up like, you know, your Ruger Charger, or, you know, if you have a Ruger 1022 and you don't want to get a KIDD receiver, well, you can add all the different parts on there. But for me, I wanted the complete rifle, and you've seen the results why. I honestly believe that if you ran match ammunition through this, I personally could keep up with the best of the best with Anschutz. And I know, because I've got an Anschutz 1710. I would honestly feel confident in competing against that rifle with this rifle here. I know it's a big statement, guys, but that's how confident I am in these products. So if you want to customize your Ruger Charger or 1022, check out Matt from Single Hit Armaments and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the review. So till next time, we'll catch you then.